Hello everyone, it is Olivia Page with oraclebyolivia.com and Oracle by Olivia on Facebook and Instagram. Okay, so it's been a long time again. So the Lionsgate portal is the last time I made a video, and I'm thinking that the last however many videos I've made over the summer, which hasn't been many, I've always been wearing green. I don't know why, but anyway. So how are you doing? How has your summer been? Please feel free to comment below. So I have not been making videos this summer regularly. So I moved in June, and it is just about September, and I still haven't found a new place to live. So I'm just feeling a little displaced. I don't have my own space. I don't have all my stuff. So that is why I have been so quiet this summer. On top of that, going through some medical things. And so I've just been taking some time to, well, of course, look for somewhere to live and look for a stable environment to be in. So even though I'm feeling kind of displaced, I am grateful that, you know, I've had a couple places where I can stay and keep a roof over my head, and feel like, you know, at least I'm not living out of my car. So I have gratitude for that for sure. I'm very thankful that I haven't had to live out of my car. And so that's why I've been so quiet, why you haven't seen me much. So I wanted to make this video today to kind of talk about, so I was working with my one of my partner guides today, and her name is Maleficent, and she is a dragon, a big dragon, and she is big and powerful and bossy. And I know the name Maleficent might sound negative. I asked her so much. She's like, no, it's not. Where I come from, that word does not mean the same thing that it means on your planet. And so she is like an elder dragon, as far as she is just wise and has this energy of a very wise shaman. And so I'm seeing Rafiki in my head from The Lion King. So like when he bonks you on the head, you know, because I said she's kind of bossy, and so I was, hold on, sorry, I was thinking about I was just, that image popped in my head about Rafiki when he bopped Simba, holy cow, Simba over the head, you know, and was like, you know, pay attention to what I'm saying to you. So anyway, I had channeled a message from her, and it got me thinking a lot about what's going on in the planet right now. And so the last couple of years have been or the last year and a half has felt pretty tumultuous for a lot of people, a lot of change going on. And I know a lot of people are, you know, have talked about how they want things to go back to normal. And the thing is that we can't let things go back to normal. Things cannot go back to normal. So out of this process, there needs to be an elevation, and there needs to be an elevation in our consciousness, and an elevation in the process of opening up our hearts. And so we need to start opening our hearts more. Myself included, I've been really thinking a lot about that, especially since the Lionsgate portal, about opening my heart and how I go about opening up my heart. And so uh, the point is that things can't go back to the same. They need to change. There have been lots of changes, but we need to continue on this journey of change, so that we go through this transformation. So it's almost like we are the caterpillar that's built the cocoon around itself, and we are inside doing all of the things that need to be done in order to transform into that butterfly. And so we're working on that. And so something we need to do to really help bring this along is, because of all the division that's being created on the planet, about the choices people are making, this is an opportunity for us as a species, as individuals, as communities, to step up and really find a way to respect people for their decisions, and to honor people for their decisions, and to honor them for whatever decision that is, whether you agree with it or not. And that can be hard. And I know, like, months and months ago, I really struggled with that myself, really struggled and really kind of latched onto that whole division thing, and feeling like these are the right choices, and the choices you're making are wrong. And because you're making those choices, then, like, that means you're on the wrong side of the fence. And I think that, something I've decided is that that's like really the wrong attitude to have. And I apologize to anyone that I made feel that way. And I've gone and apologized to people individually. But that's not the way. The way we have to be is that we're allowed to each make a decision, and instead of letting that be this division line, that we turn to one another and we see each other for who we really are. And we see each other for, like, they have the reasons why they made their decisions. They have the reasons why they made their decisions. Everyone made their decisions based on what they felt was best for them, and however they got to that place. And so it's like we have to turn to each other and say, like, I see you for who you are and for the decision that you made, and I respect that. It's okay that you made whatever decision that you made. And in turn, we're hoping that if we're able to come from a place of non-judgment and non-division, then we, of course, would like that in return, right? So I think more and more people are getting to that place of respecting one another's decisions, or there are some people, I don't know, but anyway. And so we're trying to, we want everyone to see each other that way. So how can we create more of that? So you create more of that by being the person who is willing to respect the other person who made a decision that is different from yours. And it doesn't mean you have to go to this person and necessarily say it. It doesn't mean, necessarily that, but just to at least hold that in your heart, hold that energy in your heart. And let's say you do, like, let's say you've got, within the family structure, there are people who are disagreeing. And so you've decided to make your voice be heard and say, hey, like, I really respect whatever decision you make, and I would really appreciate it if you respected whatever decision I made. But they aren't willing to meet you there. At that point, instead of trying to convince them, what you can do is just, in your own space and time, to just send them love and compassion, or ask the angels to be with them and to help comfort them and help them get to that place where you are, as long as it's not infringing on their free will. So That's what we can do. We need to be sending more love and light out to other people, sending more love and light out to ourselves, asking the angels, if you work with elementals, if you work with, whoever it is, the unicorns or the dragons or the fairies or angels or archangels or ascended masters or gods or goddesses. Or let's say you don't work with any of that. You don't have to work with any of those beings. You could just simply be like, I have compassion and respect. And so you can hold space for that other person and just take, 30 seconds at least to just hold them in your mind's eye, and just, send them energy of, understanding and compassion. Sending them understanding and compassion and respect for their decision. And so from all of this that is going on is a big transformation. And I know for me personally, I don't want to transform into something lower vibrational than where we were coming from. We've already been on this path of really raising our vibration as a collective, and I would like to continue ascending in that process. And so I just ask for your help in that. And if you can spend, a couple minutes each day, even if you can't, sometimes I have people I need to send compassion and forgiveness to, and sometimes I have a hard time with that. And so then I ask the angels to do it for me. But I at least took the time to ask the angels to come in and help with that and go wrap that other person in love and compassion and understanding. And so if that's something that you struggle with too, you could just as a collective, hold the collective in your mind and just think of how you're sending love and light out to the collective and understanding and compassion and respect. That can help. And the more of us that do that, the more we can help this transformation, so that when we come out, we are this beautiful butterfly, we're this beautiful new version of humanity. And this isn't a process that's going to happen overnight. This transformation, we're going to be in this cocoon for a while. And so, but we can help it along by choosing to respect one another's choices and decisions. Because I feel like there's a lot of fear surrounding this situation with people, regardless of what decision they are making. There could be a lot of fear. And fear of what could happen if you do or don't make a certain decision. And so I think we have to, it's really time, like Spirit has been telling me so long, that it's really time that we come together, that this division is pushing us farther and farther away from each other. And that is not healthy as a collective and as a species. Like, humans are social creatures, okay? So also with this, I want to note that just because I'm asking for people to come together, just because I'm asking you to send love and light out, doesn't mean that you have to let someone who's toxic back into your life. Okay, so you don't have to let someone who's toxic back into your life. So you can decide that they're toxic, but you have this compassion, understanding, knowing of where that toxicity is coming from. But you just don't want to engage with that anymore. But you can still send them love and light. It doesn't mean they have to be part of your experience anymore. So, but because they will find people to come together with. So this is like this fine line of, we need to come together and be there for each other, but we also need to lift each other up. So, and we also have to make sure that we're taking care of our own energy. So it is quite a balancing act, right? So those people that maybe you feel like you can't have that relationship with anymore, whatever that looks like, if it's a friendship, family ship, romantic, whatever it is, that, you know, they will find people too. They will find people too that, you know, can help them. So I thought I would pull a couple cards with this chat. I just really feel like, yeah, there needs to be a lot of coming together. There needs to be a lot more of being there for each other, sending love and light to one another, respecting one another's decisions, trying to realize that somebody isn't bad because they made a different decision than you. And that can definitely be hard. It can feel hard to maybe be around somebody who's made a different decision than you and feel like you can still be around them. But we really can. That is one of our conditions, one of our programs that we have to unlearn. And so, yeah, that's one of the programs we need to unlearn, that it's okay that we disagree. And it's okay, you know, to have respect for that other person, even if you disagree with them. And so, I mean, it's different if you're in a situation and you're willing to have that respect and kindness and compassion and understanding for someone else, but they want to, you know, continue to belittle you for your decisions. Well, that's something they're going to have to figure out. And you can't, you know, you could try to convince them until you're blue in the face, that they should, you know, have the same kindness and compassion, respect and understanding that you have. But, so what we really do is we lead by example. That's what it is. So that's what we're getting to, is we lead by example. So by leading by example, we aren't infringing on other people's free will. We aren't expending our energy into trying to convince somebody else to have the same kind of view or whatever that we have. But if we can lead by example, lead with compassion and understanding, lead by example with that compassion and understanding, that will trickle out. And then, oh, that was the other thing she said. She said, you know, why does disaster have to happen in order, she is in my partner guide, Maleficent. She was like, why does a disaster have to happen in order for people to come together and support one another? She's like, that is also a program, and that needs to change. And we need to start coming together regardless if something is bad happening or not. So maybe sometimes we wait until a friend or a family member says, oh, I'm struggling, before you do something. What if just for the heck of it, you're thinking about this person and you decide to send them a message and say, hey, how's it going? How are you doing? Do you need anything? You know, something like that. Even if they say no, that could be part of their wounds that they need to heal. The fact that you took that time to do that, the fact that you held that person in you know, held space for that person and reached out to them, you know, that means something. It does. It's going to matter. It means something. But I just feel like every time a disaster happens, we come together and we help each other, but then in between, it's like we forget that. But these disasters, they're able to show us the true core of humanity, which is coming from our hearts and love and compassion. And so instead of waiting for a disaster to happen, to come from our hearts and to come from love and compassion and understanding and respect for one another, we need to have that always. It can't just be, you know, when disaster strikes, because then we haven't really learned the lesson yet. That's why disaster has to keep coming, because we haven't figured it out yet. So, So we have to find ways to be this peaceful, loving, kind, understanding, compassionate person, in between all of this, in between the times that seem bad or rough or difficult. And so, and also know that, it's okay if you make a mistake. It's okay if you have a bad day, or a day where you say something maybe you shouldn't have, or maybe you didn't show as much compassion or understanding as you could have. Don't beat yourself up for that. Know at your core that you're a good person and that you just had a bad day. And if it was a stranger, you can just do ho'oponopono and send the ho'oponopono of, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. Or you could just say, I'm really sorry, send that energy to them. If it was someone and you're able to reach out and say, hey, I'm really sorry, I, kind of said, X, Y, and Z, I shouldn't have, whatever. So that, because when we apologize and we, then we're taking responsibility for our actions, and it's also showing, we're taking that responsibility and we're acknowledging that moment where maybe, it feels like we took a step backwards, but you didn't. You just, it was another opportunity for you to see things from a different perspective. And so know that it's okay to make a mistake. It's always okay to make a mistake. And it's okay if, like I said, if, you're trying this all love and light thing, it isn't really realistic to be all perfect and positive and love and light all the time. At this time, there's too much going on. So we have to recognize, that it's okay that we make mistakes, okay? And we also have to recognize and acknowledge all the times that we are good, so that we remember that we truly are these divine beings of love and light, and we truly do have space in our hearts for love and compassion and kindness for others. Okay. So I thought I'd pull a couple cards. And so these are the cards I filled out while I was sitting here chatting and to you guys. And so let's see here. Trust the universe. Trust the universe. So I want us to trust the universe. So I feel like this is saying the universe is working behind the scenes. The angels are working behind the scenes to help us, to help humanity, to help our transformation. And we have to trust this process. We have to trust the process. We have to trust the ups and downs. And to put trust, and I feel like this is also about trusting yourself, learning to trust yourself, learning to remember and trust that, that you'll do the right thing, even if you make mistakes throughout all of it. When it comes to, the end of the day, that, you'll do the right thing. And then we got vulnerability and freedom. So being vulnerable, allowing yourself to be vulnerable, and that's going to give you freedom. So this is about opening up your heart. You're opening up your heart. You're opening up to, this is also opening up your heart and recognizing that, that you make mistakes too, and that's okay. Because sometimes it can feel very vulnerable to apologize to someone. It can feel really hard to apologize to someone sometimes. And so just open yourself up. This is the opening of the heart, is opening your heart and exposing yourself. And that's part of why, I told you that, yeah, a few months ago, I was kind of one of those judgmental people and kind of felt like I was on one side of the fence while others were on the other. I told you that it was me being vulnerable. That was me opening up and say, hey, there was a moment where I was really being an asshole, and no, I wasn't like out like, saying mean things to people, but I had this judgment within my own existence, and I had to learn to like transform that. And so that was me being vulnerable and saying, hey, I had this attitude, and from 6 months ago to now, I've really evolved to this new attitude of feeling like that wasn't okay, and that we really have to respect one another and one another's decisions. Okay. All right. And do the work. Okay, so we have to do the work. The work of being vulnerable is going to be opening up, expressing yourself, speaking your truth, opening up that heart and letting people see you for who you really are. Did I show you this card? Did I show you? I think I showed you the other one. Did I show you the other one? I think I did. Do the work. Do the work. So the universe is working behind the scenes, okay? The universe is working behind the scenes, but the universe can't do everything for us, and we have work that we have to do. And so part of that work is that vulnerability and freedom, that opening up our heart, that taking that moment every day for 2 minutes or a minute or 30 seconds to send love and light to the collective consciousness. Or maybe you have one person you want to send that to, or maybe you pick a new person every day, something like that. That's part of doing the work. That's going to help open you up more, and allow you to have that vulnerable energy. And then Mother, Father, God. Mother, Father, God. This is about divine masculine and feminine energy. So this is about balancing these energies. So the divine masculine energy, when it is out of balance, is usually this go, 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 go energy. And then when the divine feminine is out of balance, it's forgetting to be vulnerable, and it's having a closed heart. And so to balance this Mother, Father, God energy is realizing that we have to connect our mind with our heart, and we have to lead with our heart, and that we let the heart lead the way instead of the mind. And that sometimes we have to learn that the divine masculine energy that needs to occur is self-care, is slowing down, is taking a break. And so from all of this, we have this balanced male and female energy, and that's part of what we're doing on the planet now, is balancing these energies. And then we see the sun comes out. The sun comes out, and it is beautiful, and it's just absolutely beautiful. So we need to, have faith again, have faith in ourselves, have faith in humanity, have faith in the universe. Have faith in the universe, trust our hearts, trust our souls, do the work, take care of each other. That's part of the work too, taking care of each other, helping people out. Those random acts of kindness, do more of those. Do more of those, okay? All right. And I also feel like we need to do random acts of kindness, not just for people who, not just the homeless person on the street, or the person struggling to buy their groceries, although those are really good. I'm not saying you shouldn't do that. Yes, you should. But even if the person, ahead of you in line, and you offer to buy their coffee or just pay him a compliment or something like that, for all you know, that person has all the confidence in the world, but it doesn't matter. Just the fact that you did that just shows what kind of person you are, and shows your openness and willingness to share that positive energy with somebody else. So anyway, I hope this all made sense. It was a download that I just got, and I thought I would make a video. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask in the comments, or if you have any comments or you want to share this, anything, please feel free. And I'm going to, you know, as soon as I am settled and in my own home, you know, my goal is to get back at it. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to connecting with all of you more. And you have a wonderful day. And I thank you so very much for being here. And remember that you come from a place of love and light and kindness and understanding and compassion. And that's who you are at your core. And so continue to shine that light out and that love and compassion. Alrighty? All right. I will see you next time. All right. Bye.